Hello, General A&P crew. Welcome to week one. Officially, here we go. Please, before you do anything, spend some time with the syllabus, get acquainted with things, take a look at our Desire to Learn or D2L page. You all should have access. That's what we'll use for delivering content and assessments. Also, if you take a look, the syllabus is posted on there, but near the syllabus, there is electronic access for your textbook. And sometimes it takes a little while to get some of that stuff. Hang in here. If you have any struggles, you gotta let me know. And your textbook will show up automatically. You don't have to buy a textbook. For week one, we've got a busy week. Technically, we'll divide our weeks between lecture and lab stuff, and this is a heavy week to get jumping right now. So highly recommend. Oh, my phone is slipping a little bit there. Highly recommend that you start your week planning when you'll study, and it really will take a couple hours a day. I can't emphasize this enough. It will take hours and hours and hours per week to learn this content to the level that you need to know it. And it's up to you to create those hours. Nothing we do will be impossible. For week one, here we go. We will do a couple of things in lecture. For lecture, please watch a video called the Introduction and Atlas A video. And then please watch a video called the chemistry presentation video. This is a lot of content. What you'll have to do as you watch these videos is stop the video every once in a while and take notes. You'll just have to. There's no substitute for that. For each of the presentations each week, and for this week it'll be the intro and the chemistry, I've also provided for you a blank PowerPoint presentation of that lecture. I provided you an outline of that lecture, and for this week we're going to fill in those outlines a little bit more. That won't be the case moving forward. And I also provide you with the literal script, the words that are said during that presentation. In no small sense, and honestly, we give you the entire course. All of your test and quiz questions will come directly from the content. So the onus is on you to learn that content. So for this week, lecture. This will take some time. We've got an introduction chapter to learn and a chemistry chapter to learn. Any information that's found in the weekly content videos is fair game. So sometimes folks say, Paul, what should I study? Are there areas on which I should focus a little bit more? And the answer is no. Everything in the presentations will be fair game, which means, again, it's going to just take some time. For lab this week, we'll take a look at some body position terms and regional terms and relative position terms, etc. So if you take a look at D2L, there's a little link called Lab, and under the Lab, there are some terms to learn. You'll need your textbook access to get this. And this is quite simply memorization. There will be a lot of memorization this semester. There's just really no way to candy coat that. Also this week, there is a critical skills assignment. And this semester, we'll do critical skills assignments to help you with the content. First and foremost, all of this class is about this content that you learn. But the critical skills assignments will also allow you to demonstrate other things that can be helpful tools for both you moving forward and for your classmates. Please see the critical skills assignment number 1. I'm going to ask 2 things of you. For starters, read the directions. All points count, and a lot of students, especially on these first couple, just seem to miss points because they don't read things carefully. Critical reading is a part of what we'll do this semester. For the critical skills assignment, I'm going to ask you to make a detailed schedule of your weeks. So consider what you have for school, consider what you have for life, for family, for jobs, etc. And I'm going to ask you to carve out 14 hours per week for studying anatomy and physiology. So you'll do that. If you take a look in that document, there's a blank document provided. In those hours that you'll study A&P, please be specific about it. Sometimes I'll ask students, I'll say, hey, what did you do? And they say, well, I studied hard. And then my question to them is, well, what did you study? How did you study? What were you looking at? And sometimes they simply can't answer that. And that's not the end of the world, but what it means to me is that I can help them focus, because there are techniques that will serve you a little bit better this semester in general anatomy and physiology. So for the critical skills assignment, the first part is to fill out a detailed schedule. Please read the instructions. And the second part, after you've studied the chemistry presentation, the second part of the critical skills assignment will ask you to go through the organic chemistry part of this week's chemistry presentation and fill out all the appropriate details for carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. So you'll see a big chart. That chart contains blanks that have things like name or definition or function. And as you fill this out, really what you are doing, this is kind of cool, really what you are doing is you're taking the chapter information or the presentation information and you're making a study tool for yourself so that you don't have to go through the presentation all the time, so that you can just take a look at this concept map. As you're filling out the organic chemistry map and you're filling in some of those details, please study those, because that's the material that will be on your quiz coming up. Also, please make sure if there's an empty blank, it should have something in it. So by the time you turn in your critical skills assignment, you'll have a weekly schedule with 14 hours carved out, and you'll have an organic chemistry table filled out with all of the blanks containing some details. Okay, so that's what we've got this semester, that's what we have this week. We've got a chemistry video and an introductory video for lecture. There are some terms to learn for lab, and there's a critical skills assignment due on Friday night. On Sunday to Monday, next Sunday to Monday morning, from 9 a.m. to 9 a.m., I will open 2 quizzes for you. One will be a lecture quiz on all the content in the introductory video and the chemistry video, and the other quiz will be a lab quiz on the lab content in the PDF. We'll talk about things like superior, inferior, proximal, distal, sagittal, coronal. So we'll go over some of those terms. It's a lot, folks. What I would really ask you to do is use Monday and Tuesday heavily to get oriented and to start cranking. By using the first couple of days of the week heavily, you have a chance to ask questions, you have a chance to revisit things. If you wait till the weekend to start studying, you can't do it. You won't be able to pass this class if you procrastinate. You quite simply won't. There's nothing that we do that's impossible. There's just so much of it. I'm also going to ask that you post sometime this week an introductory video, and I'll send out a little bit more directions on that. I just need a couple of maybe it's a minute, maybe it's 2 minutes, in order to create online community to help me get to know you. It does help to see names with faces. I'm going to ask you to just create a short video. It's a really good idea to do this on your phone and then upload it to a YouTube account. So this semester we will turn in multiple videos, and I'm going to highly recommend that you create a YouTube account so that you can record things with your phone, post them to YouTube, and you can make it private or not for us. Post things to YouTube, and then when you submit a video for class, instead of submitting this big massive file that none of us can open, all you'll do is submit the link, the internet link, to your YouTube video. It's much more straightforward. Please, if you have a little bit of time, create a YouTube account on your phone, use the app. You will use that mightily. Okay, before you get started, take a look at the week 1 checklist. In addition to publishing really detailed checklists, I'll always do a little bit of a check-in like this every week, so you can look forward to videos. It helps me to say that, it helps me plan my week, and hopefully after you look at the checklist and listen to these little videos that I publish, you'll know exactly what's expected. As always, you can drop me a line if you like. I'm always here for you. Here we go, week 1. The things to do are to look at the syllabus if you haven't, take a look at the week 1 checklist if you haven't, try to get logged on to your electronic textbook through the contents page on D2L, and then jump into this content. We've got 2 relatively detailed videos to watch. One's the introduction, one's chemistry, and then there are some terms to learn for lab. Coming up to have due on Friday night, you'll turn in your critical skills assignment, which will help you mightily with the content, I promise. And then you have 2 quizzes, one for lab and one for lecture. Next week, Sunday, I think it's September 4th, to Monday, September 5th. All right, I know this is a lot. It's always a little bit weird to get started with a new semester, especially if it's a new school, especially if it's a new instructor. Please hang in here, keep working. I promise you that after a couple of weeks, we'll fall into a routine, and I'll also promise you that you can do this. It will require lots of time, and it will require lots of energy, but you can do this. This is the foundation of everything that you'll build starting at St. Kate's and moving forward. Have a great day, folks.